teaching has changed so many ways since I started. If I hadn't grown since I started, I'd already be a dinosaur, and I've only been teaching 20 years. So it's really important, embrace change. When I first started teaching, I was running around a lot, I was making a lot of noise, I was probably pretty entertaining to watch, but the students weren't as fully engaged as they could be. And it wasn't until a few years later into my career when I kind of stumbled on like a project-based learning approach, a hands-on approach where every student is in charge of their own project. We owe it to our students to prepare them as best we can for whatever world awaits, and a huge part of that's going to be navigating, whether it's software, hardware, whatever it is. They need as much exposure as possible to this stuff. If I had to pick a favorite project, it would probably be actually a classic, which is just the egg dropper, which is probably something a lot of people have done in their classes. We have our students first just start with questions and do some pretty rigorous science to figure out how terminal velocity works so that they can try and get their egg dropper to land not just safely, but also as quickly as possible. So it's like an egg drop race to the ground. So they have to get to the ground as quickly as possible, but obviously they have to be safe too. And so they have to have a pretty good idea of how terminal velocity and air resistance works, which is a pretty complicated subject. They don't know this, but when it's time for them to test, we invite the West Vancouver Fire Department comes every year, and they bring their 100-foot ladder and they bring it up and we drop it from like way up in the air. The fact that my school community would rally around like that to put in that work so that I could be recognized was, it's very humbling. I would honestly encourage anyone, if they have the inkling, I wonder if so-and-so deserves the award, the answer is absolutely yes. I just think it's so important that we elevate our educators, that we show that the work they do matters.